Back. Good SummerSlam, guys.
Are we on? Oh, yep.
Are we on? Is it counting?
Yeah, we're counting. We're good. We're back.
Yep. They don't call us professionals for nothing.
Exactly.
We know what we're doing. Good SummerSlam.
Yes, it was.
I got some argument. I got some complaints, but I always have complaints. That's what we're here for, is to complain. And well, not really.
Not as many complaints as I normally would, but
yeah,
it was pretty good.
It had a few little glitches here and there, but we can talk about that. So, come on in. Let's talk about the results of SummerSlam. And welcome back to the Midnight Riders podcast. I am Johnny.
I'm Chuck.
I'm Mike.
Mike's back again because it's SummerSlam time, and he got it right again. R-Truth showed up.
Yeah.
And stole the show.
Stole the show.
Stole
Give Jelly Roll. Hey,
Yeah, he did a good
Hey,
job.
Jelly.
Very good. That was
Jelly.
impressive.
you draw. Oh,
Much rather him do that than MGK's dumbass.
that. Oh, I was really hoping he'd just
I was hoping somebody would hurt him.
But see, the thing about it is Logan Paul brings these guys out there that are supposed to be not liked, and he brings them out, man. He brings them out.
That was his whole draw. That was bring in another realm of audience and people. So he does that. That worked out well. Did good.
It was good.
Jelly Roll didn't embarrass himself like a lot of the celebrities do.
Great looking choke sign.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was really good. It's like, well, he worked on it. He had to practice
yeah.
on that because it looked really good.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And you got to applaud Austin Theory for taking a nice jump up in the air to get it going.
Now.
To get it going. It looked good.
One-handed.
Hey,
Exactly.
Theory and Grayson have taken some kickings on that for the celebrity side for a long time. So
well, that's what they do.
They're good.
That's what the.
They're good.
I
dig them.
Who was it? Sami Zayn's what he did for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Jackass group and all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, well, let's go down the card, gentlemen. And I was pretty wrong on most of my locations. So, first match of the evening. Well, which one of y'all called that?
I think Mike called that.
You?
Yep, because I had Priest and Gunther.
I had Logan Paul at LA Knight.
Okay, so none of us got it.
We talked about the women.
Well, see, I really thought Morgan and Ripley would be like the next to last match because of this, just because of what it was.
Yeah, but no. we also talked about that if they were going to do a flip on both of them, they're going to have to separate them in the show.
So, they did, and they and you said they got to start out with something that's going to be a real banger. And no offense, James, but
yeah.
It was good.
No, it was good.
You could tell. I mean, there are a couple little glitches here and there, but
I still say she's the best female performer I've seen.
She's
so good and so believable.
Well, I'll tell you what, when she did the knock the shoulder
back in.
That was classic.
That's
stuff.
awesome.
I couldn't tell if her shoulder really popped out or not.
No.
I mean, it had that big old bump on it.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do, once you really knock that thing out, you got that.
Oh, sure.
That bump's gonna be there.
Oh, sure.
Most of the time, anyway. But yeah, it was so good. They did so well.
A great match.
Yeah.
The result, it was kind of, I don't know, it didn't flow well for me. I mean, good result. I mean, we knew it was going to happen. How it was going to happen, we didn't know.
Right.
What do you think, Mike? You like it?
Yeah, I didn't see it. Oh, well, I thought Dom was going to screw it up. I didn't see him turning over it.
Ah! Okay.
I didn't see that part coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the possibility of a Dom attempting to help, but not really attempting to help and screwing up on accident, but he really meant to do it. I was hoping they wouldn't do that and drag this out any longer, the inevitable. So
yeah, I was going to see him go ahead.
I got no problem with it. I got no problem with it at all.
Go ahead, pull that trigger, get it done.
Yeah.
Let's move on. They did both of them. Then perfect. Do it all in one night and let's go.
It was good. Liv Morgan, I still say she's one of the best.
She's gotten so much better over there. You
So
look
much
at her
better.
like 2 years ago
Yeah.
or 3 years ago, and she can actually carry the belt and carry the show now.
Well, it flows. Her moves are fluid. She
doesn't telegraph a lot.
The beginning of the match I thought was
It's
great.
great. It's
Rolling out and running around.
Good throwback.
Oh,
Good throwback to old school.
that was good. That was just good stuff. That was just good stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it played out very well. I mean, I'm going straight up to an A on that one.
Oh
A.
yeah.
I'm not going to go A plus. It kind of slowed down here and there for me a little bit in places. All in all, I give it an A.
Oh yeah, I do too.
I
It's
give
one.
it B plus.
I
B
give
plus?
it an A. I think it's one of the best matches of the night.
Yeah.
A good match.
Okay. All right. Well, what do we think about Liv keeping the title?
I
Oh.
like it.
Oh yeah, she has to. She's got to.
Okay. Now, where do we go from
She's
here?
gotta keep it.
Is it going to be? I mean, we know Rhea's going to go after it.
Sure.
Anybody else stepping in, or are we just going to have Rhea Liv again for what's the next one? Bad Blood, and then. Oh, see, Bad Blood is in
See, I'm thinking.
September.
I'm thinking. I think Bad Blood's your next. I'm thinking Bad Blood. You're getting Damien and Rhea against Dom and Liv. I think that's what's coming there.
Oh, yeah. I hate mixed tag matches.
I do too.
But I mean, yeah, okay, why not? Now,
Yeah.
now, are they going to do? Now, is this a Germany thing or whatever? Is that in October or is that next year? They were talking about this because I know Survivor Series is in November, and we're probably going to get Bloodline. We'll get to that in a minute. But I mean, I didn't know if the Germany thing. I think the Germany thing.
I think it's in October. I have to look at it and see.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a good move. I mean, that's a good move. I didn't even think about the mixed tag match at Bad Blood. That's pretty
You
good
got to
idea.
do something.
Yeah.
You can't let that happen two
Well-
turns and then not do anything with it.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow night on Monday
Yes.
night. This is August 4th, by the way, Sunday evening. So I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow night.
And we're gonna see if they even still call it Judgment Day. If they're just gonna do away with the name and just do
They
something
could.
totally different.
They got a lot of merch out there though, man.
That's true, but
But Dom's
lot-
pictures on the merch, and so is Damien.
a lot of the merch was sold with the fact of Priest and Rhea.
Well,
so
here's the. I mean, maybe they're gonna fight over who gets the name, who gets to call themselves the Judgment Day.
yeah,
I mean that you got to fight for something. I mean, you can't fight for who gets to adopt Dominic anymore.
Yeah.
They already did that.
yeah.
Okay, well, okay. All in all, not a good setup. Liv's carrying it very well. Rhea came in, did a good job. Dom did his part. Now he's going to be really, really hated if he wasn't hated enough already. Before we move on, I will say I was never a fan of Dominic. Everybody's heard me say that, but I tell you what, he's played this role. Perfect.
Once they got him away from his daddy and let him actually do some stuff and get him with some people like Balor,
Yeah.
Priest, and Rhea who know the business and know the company and know, oh man,
Yeah.
He's-
still going right now.
he gets the biggest reaction.
Can't speak.
Yeah. Match number 2. Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker.
I think I think we all called Breaker win.
We
It went like I thought.
We all had
I'm
Braun.
glad if they're going to do it, that they did it that way. Let Breaker win
Yeah.
it clean. Let it be a good match or a decent. No, it ain't a great match. It was decent.
Well, I didn't like the
But
match.
It was a Monday Night Raw match.
I'm kind of burnt out on Sami
Yeah.
Zayn. The build up he got for the Bloodline thing, then tagging with Kevin Owens, and winning the titles, and then I got burned out on the Sami Zayn thing.
Well, after that, it was still
it's
they
just-
went back
it's
to
just
the
too
whole
much.
underdog thing. And it just,
I know.
it's too much.
The
But
underdog.
they let but they let Breaker win clean. They let it be a, like I said, it was a Raw match or a SmackDown. It wasn't a
Way too short.
for
Fast match.
Right.
a reason. I
Right.
mean that's why it's in the number 2 spot.
Well,
That's-
now that you say that, I mean, it could have been a main event on Raw.
oh sure,
Toss the belt over there, but I mean, I like the fact that Scott and Rick were there.
yeah,
I love seeing the two Steiner
Mhm.
brothers together, just giving it a little whatever. But
Yep.
I mean, it was. I mean, for what it was okay. They did the same thing they did at the last premium live event,
Mhm.
and
I said,
Beautiful Frankensteiner.
yeah, it was.
oh,
The guys,
Breakensteiner.
Yeah.
Get it
that guy-
right.
that guy's he's a freak of nature. That's for
He
sure.
is.
Sounds just like Scott and Maureen.
I wondered.
Yeah.
He does,
Hollering.
and
Yeah.
and just as what the hell is he saying?
Yeah,
Okay, I wanted to throw this to that, and then like I say, Chuck got here a little earlier than you did, and I didn't want to talk to him much about it because I wanted this to be just answers off the top of your head.
Right.
Who do you compare Breaker to in the old days? You can't say Rick or Scott
You
Steiner.
can't?
Nope.
Okay.
Jesus. Well, the obvious one is Goldberg.
Yeah.
Well,
but
See, I got to thinking about it. I tried to pin it because usually whenever these guys come up, we being the old school guys, we always say, well, he's just like so and so. I couldn't.
He doesn't really
Well,
wrestle
the-
much.
I couldn't.
No, because the problem is the guys his size back in our day didn't do the things he does.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, I would compare him to a Butch Reed type or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
To some of the moves. but-
Powerhouse stuff.
Right, but
Taz.
none.
But the damn
That's not that
speed
old.
the
But
guy
I
had.
was gonna say, but none of them had. That's the only reason I would say somebody like Butch Reed, because Reed was very athletic. Reed had the speed, but
Yeah.
he wasn't gonna do a Frankensteiner off the top.
Well, I look
You
back.
know?
I look back at the old Mid South days and the territories. Okay,
right.
let's just
That's where I
forget
was
that.
going at.
Let's move into the Attitude Era.
Okay.
Is there an Attitude Era guy that we could compare this guy to, or is he? I mean, I understand he's going to be like Scott Steiner, but he's not. Whenever Rick and Scott Steiner were the Steiner brothers in WCW, he really looks just like them.
Yeah.
They were fast, they
early
were
on.
agile, they were brutal, they were vicious.
Right.
But we know that because he's a Steiner. But I can't.
Rick did a lot more groundwork.
Yeah.
He actually wrestled more.
Yeah.
Like Braun's just a lot more.
Yeah.
speed.
I tell you what, he's going.
I mean,
I really think he's going to be a good one if they can harness it and give him a good storyline and don't let him be this
Right.
thing that just
And that's the problem I've got
destroys everybody.
is who's next in line.
Yeah, because if it turns into a Goldberg situation, I got a problem with that.
And I don't think it is. I gotta think maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but I'm really hoping maybe that's the reason Triple H had him lose as early as he did,
Just to show us.
just to break that whole
Yeah, show
not
he's
any-
human,
not anybody's,
right?
because they've done that crap with Strowman for
Yeah.
a while where it was just why
Yeah,
you
he's-
bring him in, he's going to win, it's going to be blah
He's-
blah blah, but
Yeah, he's gotten boring too. Oh, well, okay, well let's just see where it goes. I mean, I'm glad they got the
yes.
belt off Zayn. I think Zayn needs to take a break, and I think he needs to come back and repackage something. They got to do something different with him. This underdog from the underground. I'm dying.
Well,
we're
yeah.
done.
But I'm glad they gave it to Brecker. They gave one of the new guys a mid-title. Now
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah, and
See what happens.
and a little comma on that. I was very happy to see for the second week in a row on Friday Night SmackDown, Andrade and Carmelo Hayes
Mm-hmm.
do what they did.
Yeah.
Great. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, they're letting them perform.
Yep.
It makes me think they're going to start moving them a little bit.
They need
So,
to.
we'll
I
see
mean,
what-
they've
we'll
already
see
had
what-
one shot with Andrade and they jacked it up.
Well, they screwed it up.
And
And that was I think that had a lot of Vinnie Mac in it, and it's a new era.
but
It's a new time.
but you got guys like that who I think we'll get
Yeah.
to it next. I'm sure, but who's going to go after LA Knight?
All right, who do we got here on the A's B? Let's grade the Intercontinental Title match. I gave it a C plus.
I gave it a C minus.
Did a C plus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there just wasn't much to it for me. It was the same match we saw last pay per view. Pretty much the same thing over part two.
Like I said, I just put it's a match we could have very easily saw tomorrow night.
Yeah.
It's
All right, match number 3. Who was match number 3?
Logan
That was
Paul.
Paul.
Logan
LA
Paul
Knight.
and L.A. Knight. First of all, I'm not a Logan Paul fan. I loved his gear that he wore.
Yeah.
I love the Cleveland Brown colors
Yeah.
that he wore to the ring. That classy.
I'm
that
not-
looked good.
not a Logan Paul fan, but the
No.
guys, for as little as he's been in the business, and Triple H, John Paul Levesque even says after the show of the little press conference saying the way this guy's progressed in the 1, 2, whatever, how many years he's been doing it is pretty impressive. He does some stuff that, man.
Well, this is where I want Logan Paul and Braun Breaker to go against each other. That's what I want to see. We're not going to see it because they're on different shows, but I think Logan Paul Braun Breaker would be just incredible.
Yeah, it would be. Both
Personally.
incredibly.
But I think Paul's going to take a break.
But Paul's right. I'm assuming he's got one of those contracts where he's only got to appear
Sure.
100 times in a year.
Sure.
instead
I
of
mean,
full book. So
Sure. And so, I mean, unless he's going after a title, I don't really see him coming out and doing anything.
No.
I mean, I hope they don't do this. I don't want him to come back after LA. I want LA Knight to move on.
Yeah, they
I'm
need to
wanting
break
to
this.
move
Yeah,
on.
they need to shut this off and let
Shut it
them-
down. Let's LA Knight move on.
Friday night, let's bring out somebody else.
LA Knight had a. I thought Knight came in. I thought he showed up last night. I thought he did a great job. I thought it was a great match. Logan Paul's really good anyway. He does need a professional in there to carry him a little bit.
Sure, he does.
To do the ABC.
To do the spots.
Well,
Yeah.
and you could see Knight talking to him.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a good match. I have yet to see a bad Logan Paul match except the first one when he and the Miz were tag team. I mean, but I've yet to see a bad match from Logan Paul.
He's very, his athleticism kind of carries him through on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, if he's got somebody to carry him,
He's great. I wish he was around more, like you're saying. I wish they'd show up more and be a regular. But
Yeah.
I just don't think it's in there.
Yeah, it's another Lesnar thing. You know, it's too much pop, too much push, too much pull. He's got the viewership with him. So they're not gonna. I don't know.
They're not going to oversaturate it.
Yeah.
Every 2 or 3 weeks he's going to show or something like that. But like you said, they can go to now. You know, you pop them over, and you've got Andrade, you got Escobar, you got
a lot of good second tier champ
right
opportunities here.
Right, you got Carmella, you got a lot of
Right.
good mid level guys on
Sure,
SmackDown.
and you let LA Knight deal with these guys.
Yes,
It'll be a great program for any of them. I
Mhm.
mean, I don't show me another triple threat match. You know, let somebody go after it. Let them fight for it. Let
Yeah.
them do the number one contender shit and do all that and
Yeah.
define it. Let's play that game.
Yeah.
Let's play that game. And then do a Tiffany Stratton where she's kind of the other person's helping this person here to be part of the match, but then they screw it up so they can get a shot or whatever. Play that game. Play that card. Do the triple threat matches.
yeah,
All right, what do you give the rate? Let's rate that one.
I got a B-.
I gave it a B+.
I gave it an A, guys. B-, B+. I gave it an A. It was fluid. It moved. It was good. It was. I love the ending where they got the brass knucks. It didn't knock him all the way down. He comes in and he hits him. Boom. And so I loved it. I loved the ending.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of that one. I liked it.
I would say the match was definitely better than what I thought it was going to be.
Then the next one kind of shocked me that they brought this one out. Bailey and Nia Jax. I mean, I kind of thought they'd save it. Since there's only 2 women's matches, I thought for sure they'd save this one for later. I'm glad they didn't.
I'm glad they didn't. It didn't need to be.
I'm glad they didn't. This match was the worst one of the night for me.
Yes.
Of course, we talked about it, you know, when we did the pre-show, when we all said it was going to be the worst match of the night.
And we missed. I think we all three missed everything about this match.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing I got right was Tiffany Stratton came out, but didn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, it just came out as a distraction,
Yeah.
which I thought was. I didn't like it.
I don't
I
understand.
didn't like it at all.
Curveball.
Yeah, it's a bad curveball.
I don't know.
I just don't. I don't get this one. Why do you put the belt on Nia Jax? Why do you put the belt on her?
And you've had Bailey go ahead and say what everybody's been seeing for years and years is that she's clumsy, she's dangerous, she's hurt people. It's part of the promos, but everybody knows it's true.
It is true.
But
Why do you put it on her? I don't get it.
we talked a little bit.
I mean, I
that
don't
night.
get it.
They made a point, and I've seen it on social media a couple times already, that she went over and hugged her aunt, which is Brock's mom.
Mm-hmm.
And they made the comment about bloodline. So unless they're going to do something that way,
Bring some females in the mix.
unless they're going to do something where the bloodline's got all these belts,
Well,
I don't know.
if you put her in the bloodline, and well, then you're going to have to start getting factions together with one woman in it again, which
Which is a long shot. I'm stretching for some reason to put the belt on Jax. Unless it's just one of those, she's put in so much time, so let's give it to her. She's part of that family. So
well, it's going to have.
she owes.
There's something going on. I don't know. What
We
it
owe
is.
her something, but who's going to go after that belt?
Nobody wants to wrestle her.
No.
I mean, well, they're going to eventually get Tiffany Stratton go against her. They're probably going to let Tiffany beat her to give Tiffany the big pop, the big push, let her be this.
But
new
that's going to
whatever.
be.
It's going to be down the
Yeah,
road.
that's a Royal Rumble match or something along those
Yeah,
lines.
it's going to have to slowly build itself up, and then she's going to cash it in, or she'll have to cash it in when she's down. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you look at the Monday Night Raw lineup of women, most of them are tag team people.
yeah. I mean, you're not breaking up Bianca and Cargill because Bianca's still trying to teach Cargill how to wrestle.
Yeah, and
So-
that's over on SmackDown.
That's true.
And so I don't know.
You gotta
that was the most confusing thing of the night for me. I didn't get that at
No.
all.
Nope. Worst match. I gave that a D. That's worst match of the night for me. I didn't like it at all.
Wow.
It was,
I give it a C.
and the only reason I didn't go F with it is because Bailey power bombed her, which I thought was one of the most awesome moves of the night.
That's why I give it a C plus, simply because Bailey, we love you, darling.
Oh yeah.
You carried this literally as much as you
But
could, and you brought an F score up to a C plus for me, simply because she did everything she could to carry this thing.
Oh yeah.
The drop on her back outside the ring too.
Mm-hmm.
Really
Brutal.
No. Oh yeah. No. The D was simply because of what she had to do and
very slow match.
had to carry Nia.
Well, all the Nia's matches.
And
are
Nia's
slow.
first, big drop off the rope, she messed that up. She had a botch at the beginning.
Get that a little closer to you, little low one.
She had a botch at
Get
the
that a little
beginning.
closer. There you go.
She had a botch at the beginning. Her first big finishing move. She barely even set on it. She's just not.
Yeah, there. I don't know. There's a reason for it, and we'll find out what it is probably in 3 or 4 weeks.
It's got to be a family thing.
You got to be. I mean, you're going to be hugging the rocks, Mama. Okay, here we go again.
Right.
Let's just whatever. Let's move on.
Yeah.
The next match of the evening was the grudge match to beat all grudge matches. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Seth freaking Rollins as your referee. I loved every stinking minute of this match.
No, it was a great match.
And you hated on this match. You hated on the guest referee.
I hated
I
on
did too. I
on
wasn't
the
a fan
idea.
of that. I thought
These guys pulled this off.
Yeah, they're great. All three of them.
Mhm.
Great.
This was old school Gordon Soley calling it in the Omni stuff
Yeah,
here.
this was
classic wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
This was classic wrestling.
And it was stiff.
Oh, it was so good.
Good match.
It was. I mean, the way Punk played the middle of the road. I'm a good guy. I'm a bad guy. The way McIntyre just wanted to win, and then Rollins did everything about it.
Let McIntyre do
Everything
things, and letting Punk do things, and then the little intricacy of the bracelet, on the mat, and him putting it on. It was perfectly done.
Oh, I mean, you could probably sit there and see Dusty Rhodes and I don't know, Tommy Rich and maybe Buzz Sawyer, do something like that, doing this same thing. You could see the old school characters doing this stuff in a new kind of way. It was
sure you can.
classic.
Classic
Wrestling.
Something you don't see, like you said, Rhodes versus Race with Flair as the referee. I mean,
beautiful.
It's perfect.
It was beautiful. And they played it well. It was like a damn dance out there. It was storytelling at its greatest. Whoever did this one, backstage guy that produced this,
it's all over the internet. Who did it? The guy Abyss.
Oh, really?
TNA. Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I tell you what, he knocked it out of the park on it.
Yep.
I mean, the guys that did the show, they had a whole lot to do with it. I get that. They were
right.
The producers of these matches, they talk to the guys, and the guys have their input. They do. Just fantastic.
No, it's
just
great.
fantastic.
They told the perfect story from beginning to end, and there was no real part in that. That very seldom do you get these matches nowadays where you think 2 or 3 different times, well, that could have been the end. Because pretty much when the ending's coming on the majority of matches nowadays.
Right.
But that one you couldn't tell.
Well,
there was 2 or 3 spots where it could have been the end of it.
Well, where does it go from here, Mike? Yeah, exactly. Same thing I thought about it. Yeah. If I was texting a little bit with Chuck last night during the show, and I got to, what do you do? I mean, I don't know where they're going to go with it, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It can go anywhere. I don't know.
I mean, before the show, I think on our pre-show, I had made the comment, I think they're going to let McIntyre win clean, and then it's going to set off Rollins and Punk, which
it did.
In a way, it does.
It does.
But the little part there, they let McIntyre keep that damn bracelet. So that lets you know if they're going to end up with your triple threat, that bad blood.
That's where you're at.
Yep. But at some point in time, they're going to have to cut the strings.
Well, they'll put them in a cage. They'll put them in a cage.
Right.
They'll start doing all the fun little weird matches.
Because those 3 guys are going to be your top 3 guys. They're going to be going after Gunther.
Exactly. That was my next point. We're going to get to the Gunther match here in a little bit. But the thing is we'll have to get to that later because there's going to be questions about the other match. We'll talk about that in a minute. But all three of these guys don't have a clear path forward right now in the storytelling, unless it's against each other. I mean, there's nothing else there for Seth Rollins. There's nothing else there for CM Punk. There's nothing else there for Drew McIntyre.
No.
I mean, they only have
each other.
They only have each other, but they all three want the world title. All three of them are too good for the Intercontinental title, or they're too high up in the hierarchy, if you will. So what the hell?
Yeah.
Where's it going to go?
I think this is probably going to get drug out. Like I say, unfortunately, I think it's going to get drug out to a triple threat
for what, a number one contender type thing.
Very possible. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, because tomorrow night, Gunther's going to come out and he's going to have the speech. I'm your world champion. I'm this. I'm that. Okay, now you got Priest coming out saying, I got cheated. Then you're going to have Rollins come out and say it's my title. And you're going to have Punk come out and you have McIntyre come out. So all of them are going to be vying for the title, obviously. But Priest is going to have his little deal going on with Judgment Day, so he may be out of it. He may be out of the
right.
loop.
So I don't know. That's tomorrow night's going to send off a whole lot on which direction they're going to go with. We'll get to him, but which direction are they going with him?
You got Survivor Series coming up, which is the third. Well, actually, the fourth on the rung. You got WrestleMania, you got SummerSlam, you got the Rumble, then you've got Survivor Series. The Survivor Series is usually about teams.
It's usually war games.
It's usually war games. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, I thought it was a great match, fantastic, A plus in my book. I mean, everything about it just.
Oh yeah, I think that was the best match of the night.
I mean,
I gave that an A plus. That was, to me, the best match.
I mean, it's just incredible the way they pulled it off, because it could have been so boring. It could have been so mundane. It could have been so here we go again. But they just nailed it.
The scenario has been played many times in the annals of wrestling. The scenario has been done so many times. It could have just been another.
Well, but it's
screw job.
It's like it's like the dusty finish. It's been done a billion times, but if it's done right, it's done right.
If you just do that one or two little different things, and they did with the bracelet and with Rollins going back and forth from side to side, and had a little bit of the Michael Hayes in the Sportatorium kind of deal.
Free
with
birds.
Kerry Von Erich and Flair, and had a little bit of that. But it worked out.
Well,
it worked out.
Anytime you bring in the special guest referee, it can get really fucked up. It could just screw everything up.
But when you got Rollins being that referee, who's the best one out there, in my opinion.
Exactly. I think he is.
It's hard for him to screw something.
He's
up.
the architect.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's good at everything.
Yeah.
No matter what they do, what we tell him to do, he does it right.
He tells the story.
Yeah. One of the announcers said that his pants were better than Heartbreak Kids.
Yeah.
I'd like to know y'all's opinion on that.
Anything Seth Rollins wears, I'm just blown away. I think it's all over the top. Well, I mean, it's golly, he's just the guy. Right now, he's the guy. I mean, I don't care. I don't care what they say about Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns or any of that. He's the guy.
Well, he's the guy they always fall back on. He's the guy. I mean, he's the guy that they let. He lost 3 times to Rhodes.
Just to get Rhodes over.
Just to get Rhodes to that place.
Yeah.
I mean, he took a loss with Rhodes in a cage when Rhodes had one damn arm.
Yeah.
Not many guys in the business are going to do that.
No, because the thing about it is he can carry it. He can do it. He can he can give somebody that little boost, and then he can turn around on Monday night and be the man.
It doesn't phase anybody.
Well, I mean, tomorrow night he's going to come out and say, "I did my job, and I did this, and I did that." Punk, you're blah, blah. It's just he can do anything.
Tomorrow night's going to be interesting.
And he's one of those guys that he can't wear a black hat anymore.
No.
He's another stone cold guy. He'll always be a fan favorite. You can't turn him.
No, not now. Not now. They can try, but it's not going to happen.
No, you can't roll him. No. So, all right, A+, and A. That's pretty solid. Let's go to the World Heavyweight Championship. Damian Priest and Gunther.
That's my second favorite match of the night.
It was a good match.
That's my favorite.
Good. And Gunther's so good. Priest, everybody knows my feelings on Priest.
He's so good, but my problem with Gunther is, that snuck up on me. My problem with Gunther is he's getting a little bit Ric Flairish for me. Every match is the same thing.
Yeah.
Every match is the same thing. and get a little old. I get it. That's his shtick. He's getting a little old.
I think it might be a little different now. They got the big title on him.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
but it was him and that's the problem. The problem I'm going to have is those are the kind of guys Gunther needs to be in matches with.
Yeah.
With Priest, with McIntyre, with Rollins.
But see,
with guys who don't mind taking that punishment, but give it to him.
He's already done 1 or 2 programs with McIntyre.
Right.
So we're gonna rehash that shit
again.
again.
I mean, that's the kind of guys he's got.
Exactly.
You can't put him in a title run with Chad Gable.
I mean, I'll go back the past 10 years and say still one of the top 5 matches of all time in the past 10 years was the Gunther, Sheamus, McIntyre triple threat match.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I was scared.
Yep. Well, the fact that Priest drew blood on him,
yeah,
it wasn't just a slog little cut. I mean, it was some decent sized gushing blood out of his chest.
Well, he one-armed him.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the kind of guy that Gunther has the best matches against.
Yes.
He doesn't need no flyers out there. He doesn't need that shit.
That's what I mean.
He needs a brawler, and I mean
that's where they're going to have their issue now. You're going to be real particular about who you send after him.
Yeah, because that's why his IC belt reign got so it diminished because they ran out of big guys.
Yeah, that's when you
start
throwing out Gable
and Zayn, and then they had to let Zayn win it. Which Mike, what do you think?
Sami Zayn's got a good theme song.
Oh, stop! No, Gunther and Priest. Would you stop? Gunther and Priest. What do you think?
Gunther and Priest. My favorite match of the night. It was stiff. It was everything I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I like the Finn Balor turn at the end. Him putting his leg on the ropes.
Oh, beautiful.
They've got it. Yeah.
Him catching it at the end on the big screen.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah. That was so. They never do that.
No,
they never let them do that. That was perfect.
Watch the replay.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's bringing reality back into the business.
Yes,
but whenever he did that and they showed Priest's face, Balor's face. He just had
It's the Balor of anybody who knew Balor of old before he hit WWE or early Finn Balor.
Oh, it was just classic.
You bring back the old Prince.
Yep.
Prince Yvette.
Yeah.
Of when he was in New Japan. You bring back that Finn Balor, the whole demon persona and all that.
Yep.
Then you got a whole new set of things.
Well, it was the look in his eye, the look in his face when he and then now we're on this match. Gunther won. We knew he was going to win. Sure. There was no doubt he was going to win. He's Triple H's boy. We knew he was going to be a world champion as soon as he lost the IC belt. Okay.
Yeah.
What's going to happen with the Judgment Day? What the fuck are we going to do? I mean, you got Balor who can run. I mean, they've been letting him take an ass kicking for the past 3 months. He's been everybody's piss boy. And he's going to start moving back up the food chain.
Right. Well, he's the one they're going to make the story out. He's the one that pulled the trigger on Edge and got him kicked out. Now, he's pulled the trigger on Priest and Rhea, got them kicked out.
Right. So he's going. Okay. So you got, and they're going to bring in Liv. Okay. So now you've got Balor, McDonough, Dom, Carlito, and Liv. Is this our new Judgment Day?
You think Dom and Liv go with them?
I think they do. I think they do.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an entire setup. I just don't know if they're going to play "We're the New Judgment Day" or if they're going to say the Judgment Day's dead.
They're going to. I think they got
how they're going to do it.
I think they got to keep the Judgment Day going because they have to have a faction on Raw.
Well, I think they'll have it. I just think maybe they just go away from the Judgment Day name. But like you said, they got all the merch out there. So
but unless they start to fade it out, so the Wyatt Six can step up and be the new one. Maybe they don't want 2 factions on Raw. I don't know.
But you know how the WWE universe is. All it's going to take is Priest and Rhea to come out together and name themselves something, and boom, you got a whole new set of merchandise.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's good. Well, I mean, you got to think that they're going to stay together. They both got screwed over by the same bunch of folks. So,
and they're close in real life.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. I really think it's going to be fun to watch. The writers have not let us down on this thing. It's been a slow boil.
I feel bad for Carlito because he didn't have much to do anyway. Now he really doesn't have anything to do.
Well, he will.
Because he's got no fit in that.
Well, but
I mean, you lost the two biggest players in it. Obviously, Balor can carry anything. If they turn Balor loose, he's capable.
Sure. Well, but you're going to bring. But now but see, Carlito's been he's been the Sami Zayn.
Right.
He's been the shtick guy. Okay. Well, now they're going to turn up the volume a little bit, and they're going to be the evil Judgment Day again because the two guys that are turning fan favorite are gone. So now we're going to be the evil Judgment Day again. So they're going to have to start doing something. And they have the tag titles, for better or for worse. I don't know. They wouldn't have put Carlito in there in the beginning of this the way they did, unless they were going to give him something bigger as it progressed. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, McDonough, when he was in NXT, he was a lot more vicious, a lot more of the Balor type.
Yeah, and he could turn it up right now.
Yeah.
No, so they could turn it up right now.
They very easily could.
On that premise, who are the tag teams on Raw that are going to come after these guys? I mean, Priest doesn't have anybody. Or do they let Priest and Rhea Ripley go for the tag titles?
No, sure. Is there any chance Carlito reaches on to Priest?
I doubt that. I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know who else. And Creeds are over there, but they're locked into the Wyatt Six.
They're in the Wyatt Six thing. I mean, I got thinking of I don't really see another tag team. I mean, you got the New Day, but who gives a shit? I mean,
they got their thing going on with.
Oh yeah.
With.
Well, do they give it to the AOP? AOP come after them? That may be the only chance that and Karrion Kross have a chance to be
something.
I mean,
something.
I mean, it puts them out there against somebody. Well, but then the Judgment Day got to go back to the good guy side. And they're not going to go there because now they're the very, very bad guys.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it's just confusing right now. I mean, for the longest time, the tag team division was so awesome.
It was. That's what I'm checking.
But then now it's
the blank.
You know, and then, then DIY loses theirs Friday night.
Which you knew that. I had to know that was coming.
Oh, we knew it was coming. I mean, Bloodline was going to win a belt of some sort sometime. And they got those, and that's fine. Those are the easy ones to give out.
And the Wyatt Six, and you got the Wyatt Six over there who they could give them tag titles to. You got the Creeds, you got New Day, Otis and Tozawa.
Well, and that's it.
And that's all you got.
Well, you got AOP. But see, unless...
Sorry, you got Miz and R-Truth.
Thank you. Did they move?
Yeah.
Anyway,
stole the show.
Back to reality, or what we call reality. AOP, they'd have to make AOP and Karrion Kross and Paul Ellering
relevant.
They'd have to make them fan favorites to go against the new Judgment Day, and that ain't gonna happen. No. Nobody likes them.
No, well, there's no.
You know, it's like putting Bobby Lashley out there. Nobody cares.
There's no. Are they on?
No, they're on SmackDown.
They're on SmackDown. So there is no good face tag team
unless they bring them over. I mean, hell, bring them over. But no, he's got to stay there because that's where his wife's at. So I mean, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless you give it to the Wyatts. Unless the Wyatts finish this Creed thing. But
then who goes after it? Well, yeah, then Gable and them could go after it. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I mean, it could be there. Maybe Priest and Rhea cost them the tag titles.
Sure.
I don't know.
Again, like we said earlier, a whole lot of stuff's going to. It's just like the Monday after SummerSlam is just like the Monday after WrestleMania because they flip a bunch of stories,
right? And
then you see where everything takes off for.
Well, maybe we'll get the old Stone Cold Triple H story where Rollins and CM Punk win the tag titles and they hate each other.
Oh yeah.
No, they always do that every now and then.
Yeah, that one hasn't been played for a while.
Yeah, get two guys that don't like each other. They accidentally win the tag titles, and they got
I tell you what,
coexist.
I missed that. Just to flip back, I missed those old days of WCW where they had the tag tournament. What was that tag tournament where they had they would draw names and just have random partners and have that tournament. No, I missed those. That was always good.
Yeah.
Like we had the good guy locker room and the bad guy locker room.
It was called the Lethal Lottery.
There you go. Yeah, I remember that. Those were fun. They need to do that again.
That would be fun. Except, nobody cares.
Yeah, everybody's on
social media. They did it one time and then nobody cared.
Yeah.
So, exactly. The WCW week pay-per-views. Okay. And the main event of the night. How are we doing on time? Right, 30. We're doing good. Not bad. We're looking at the main event. Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. I'll go on record to say I did not think Solo Sikoa was ready for a main event.
I think
I will go on
match.
record.
If you're just going straight match wise, not
Right.
talking about any of the outside stuff that happened.
Right.
C+ at best.
C+. Oh, we didn't rate the other one.
The other one was an A for me.
I give it an A+.
What, Priest and Gunther?
Yeah.
I had it as an A as well.
Yeah. If you're
And
talking
for obvious reasons. I mean, everything about it was perfect.
yes.
Even the turn was perfect.
Yeah.
So, Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa.
Match itself, I say C+. It was Cody Rhodes had to carry it. Solo's good, but Solo, he's not ready for that type of match.
No. Cole, what do you think?
Yeah, and I don't like Solo. I don't think he belongs in that position. And I think it shows when he's in there with Cody. You can tell Cody has to slow down. He's carrying the match.
Well, the thing,
It's not the same.
yeah, and I told Chuck this on text last night. You could tell he was trying to be a Roman Reigns type character, talk to the crowd, and all. I ain't buying it, dude. I ain't buying it. You got to have the bad boys. You got to have the persona before you can play the game. And he doesn't have the persona yet.
Not yet.
He'll get there.
He's getting there.
He'll get there.
I think he got kind of shoved into it and got told, okay, hey, this is what's happened, so now this is you, so go figure it out. I think he's done well. He's done better than I thought he would.
Yeah, he's still too young to be in this.
Not quite there.
To be in this position, I think they pushed him a little quickly. I love the way he looks when he dresses in the.
Oh, he looks the
in
part.
the suit. He looks the part.
He reminds me of the Taz turn when he hit TNA. Yeah, it was a good. It was a good look. It was a good.
But he just
good feel.
He's getting better on the microphone.
Yes.
But he just can't. He can't play the A-lister right now, and they're trying to make him do it. I mean, I really, really, really wanted Paul Heyman last night.
I was hoping.
Where is he at?
I was hoping.
Well,
it's still coming.
Well, we got to break this down. Let's break down the match itself. The match itself was good to a point.
Right.
The spots were there as usual. Sikoa kind of had to. You could tell he was looking to be in the right place at the right time. He's been notorious for that. But when Fatu got hurt, I think it ruined the original ending.
Yeah.
I think it screwed it up because all of a sudden it's like
Rain,
Cody
I
and
guarantee you,
Sikoa were staring at each other.
Like,
Whoa, shit!
what
now
the hell
do we
now?
do?
Fatu was pissed.
Oh, he was mad. God.
That's why I'm really waiting to hear. I say this is August 4th. We haven't heard yet. I'm really curious of what the extent is. I'm hoping it's nothing big.
Well, we saw the pictures online this morning of he and the Tamas were out there shopping at a convenience store with their pictures. He's wearing a boot and he's walking. He doesn't have crutches. I mean, it could be a small fracture. It could be a deep sprain.
He's just
this guy could wrestle with one leg and one arm. So I figure they'll wrap. I think they'll wrap it up and say get your ass out there and do something because
if he doesn't do it himself,
this storyline's got to move now that you've got Roman here.
Yeah.
I was expecting a better payoff with Roman coming out. I was hoping Heyman would come out and just while they were laying there, he could just grab the microphone and say, "My name," and then the crowd just go crazy, and then bring out Roman, the true tribal chief, and then get some shit going. But they didn't call me. They didn't ask my opinion.
I think it was a good call to have Orton and Owens come out for the pop to run the other two off to clear the ring. That was a good move.
But even that looked wrong.
It did. It was off.
It was off.
Well, I think Fatu. I think Reigns was supposed to come out and clean out Fatu and Solo both.
Yeah.
But
they had to. I think that's why it was a delay because they had somebody down there with the microphone saying, "All right, he's really fucked up.
Yeah, he's hurt.
We're gonna have to change this like right now. What are we gonna do?" And but I mean, it was.
They still pulled it off. They still got the pop. They still got the move. They still got the huge pop. Yeah.
I really thought that he would go into the ring whenever he finally did make the comeback. I really thought he would go in the ring. He would go in there. He would either hug Sikoa or do something and then just turn on his ass. I didn't think he'd go in there and just punch him and go.
Do it. Yeah.
I didn't think he'd go that route.
Fatu was probably supposed to take that first shot.
Probably.
Yeah. He was probably supposed to take the punch.
That's highly possible.
Then Solo the spear to end the match. Yeah.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
That's probably true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But boy, you were right, Mike. But whenever he hit, and he started screaming, "Oh, baby," you could tell he was pissed.
I just hope he's not, because he's
another. He's otherworldly.
I've always been, and just because I followed some of the other stuff, I've
Right.
always been a big fan of Tonga, more of Tonga than Tonga Loa.
Right.
Tonga's, I've always been a big fan of his. But
Right.
out of that group, Fatu is the best worker they got. He's the guys are.
Well,
you talk about something down the road that could be good. Is Fatu and Breaker.
Well, he's changed so much over his years in the business. I mean, he was this big old guy. Then he started losing the weight. Then he started becoming more agile. Then he started doing the high flying. I mean, my God, the guy's. He reminds me so much of Umaga.
Oh yeah.
When Umaga, whoever he really was, I've
Right.
lost track of who he was. But I mean,
He would, when he does that springboard, when he hops to the top rope and does the split leg. Oh, good Lord,
Yeah.
man! This guy's 300 and something pounds
Yeah.
doing this. That's scary.
Well, his timing is
Yes.
good.
So I'm really hoping he's not hurt, because he can make this storyline just absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean,
no, the brother's signed. I was telling you that.
well,
earlier.
he is signed,
So,
but
what are they waiting on that? I think,
well, I think we don't need another. Well, I think what they're waiting on is if he's going to be a good guy,
right.
they're waiting until Roman gets the beat down. If he's going to be a bad guy,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to wait till Roman starts running his mouth. So one way or the I don't know where he's going to be.
Because now you don't know if Fatu's really hurt bad, or you don't know if Tonga Loa's actually hurt, because he hasn't been doing much. Of
Well, and see, I
anything.
thought we were going to get Jimmy last night.
I did too.
Let's get Jimmy.
Yep.
Let's get Randy and KO.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Heyman,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless Roman goes out there, he starts taking the beat down, then Paul Heyman comes out and brings both the Usos, and then they all hug it out, and all of a sudden we got 3 here.
You got it's already the original tribal chief. You got the original bloodline versus the new bloodline.
Correct.
So then,
We'd need one more though.
how do we lead up to The Rock? And
What? Well, you'd need one
I think the
more.
Rock and Roman's still going to be a WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's going to be Mania if they ever have it. It'll be Mania, but
But you still got.
I don't think we're going to get Rock and Roman. I don't
either.
because the way this is setting up.
Yeah. Because if Fatu's not hurt, you got Loa, you got Tonga, you got Solo, you got Fatu, you got Roman, you got the Usos, you bring in the other brother. The problem is he's the brother of Tonga and Loa. So unless you get Fatu to switch or whatever.
But isn't there another Uso out there? I mean, another.
Yeah, Zilla.
Anoi, whatever the hell it is.
Well, there's a NOI out there, and there's a Zilla Fatu's out there.
Well, so you bring. Well, see, I mean,
but you can bring in 8 of them.
Yeah, I mean, you got four on the bad side. You got 3 on the good side.
Right.
So you bring one more. It's 4 against 4. Most of your war games are 5-on-5.
Right.
Most. Cody Rhodes.
Well,
that's why I hope they don't.
I don't want them to do that.
I don't want them to bring
He
in
didn't attack
Owen.
him last night.
I don't want them to bring in Owens and Orton. I don't want.
No.
I want it to be its own. Because see, Zilla Fatu, he's Jimmy and Jay's actual brother.
He needs to come in and go with Jimmy and Jay, and they need to bring the other Loa over to the other side. And let's just go like that.
Right.
That's what needs to happen. But then at the same time, Fatu, isn't he related to the?
He's on the Rikishis. He's on. I think he's on the Jimmy and Jay side.
Yeah, he's
but
on the Jimmy and Jay side, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, back to reality here. It can go anywhere.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to turn into the NWO
Exactly.
where there's 25 of them.
I think they got 1, maybe 2 more they can bring, and that's it. The problem is though, once you bring in the 1 or 2 more, and you
Right.
do your war games, and you do your
Then
big
what?
showdown, then where do you go?
Then what happens?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And I mean, unless they sign them to short-term deals just to come in to do the big show, then they let them fade away and go wherever they go. That's fine too. Go back to the old WWF and let's just have some TLC matches with everybody and see how many people's legs they can break.
I wonder, yeah. Well, maybe they got life over at AEW with Shane McMahon going over there.
Okay, so how are we going to rate that last match? A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
The match itself, I got a C+. I got all the aftermath and all that. I got it going up to a B.
Mike?
I gave it an A.
Okay, on both sides. The match itself, I gave a low B, B minus. I mean, as far as the aftermath, I wanted Paul Heyman. You're only gonna get a B plus from me. You didn't give me Paul Heyman, so you're not getting an A, and that's just the way the scorecard goes.
I was really hoping on Orton and Owens not being there. and Heyman bringing out the Usos.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping.
Well, I was just like I said,
Very true.
I was just wanting whenever they were laying in the ring and everybody was gone, he just come out with the microphone.
Yeah.
You know, ladies and gentlemen.
I would have loved to seen the Usos against Loa and Tonga.
And we're
that's a dream match that everybody's been waiting for a long time.
I think we're going to see it. I think we're going to see it now that they got the titles.
Yes.
You know, then it's going to be the slow burn. Let's bring Jimmy back with Heyman. Jimmy goes and gets Jay.
See, that's the thing though. If Fatu's really hurt and can't perform, he's got the tag belt, so you're going to give that belt. You're going to give that belt to the other one.
Yeah, they'll use the Freebird rule.
Yeah.
They'll give it to him. Then all of a sudden, the Bloodline has the tag titles.
Right.
So now he can go out there and defend them. Now, if his eye is okay, then they get out there and do their thing.
Well, I think I messaged you during it. That this is the first time I've heard they actually referred to them as their team as they were in New Japan, the Guerrillas of Destiny. They actually called them by that actual tag name. So I got to thinking, maybe they're setting something up there too.
Could be. So, could be. Yeah. Because you don't just use that name unless you're going to use that name.
Exactly. Not the WWE doesn't.
No, they don't. They usually don't do that stuff. But then again, without McMahon in the gorilla spot, I mean, you never know.
No,
you don't know what's being said or what's.
You got possibilities without him being there.
No, of course you do.
That's great.
You got outside the box thinking, which made the CM Punk McIntyre match so fucking good. Was the fact that you had thinkers out there doing something that's not the normal show. You know,
well, you got guys who are thinking about just like having Cody make the reference to how him and Tama Tonga go way back, and they do. They were in Bullet Club together. So you got a bunch of ties here that they're actually playing off of a little bit. So
which is good because you know
the world knows.
Well, the thing about it is Vince McMahon never assumed that the wrestling fans have the internet.
Yeah, that we knew other things happened.
You know, he always assumed that it was still just in New York at Madison Square Garden, and you don't know anything until you watch the program. You know, we know these things, and now the leaders over there, whether it be Levesque or whoever's running everything, you know, they're not dumbing it down anymore.
No.
You know, I mean, did you watch some of the press conference?
I watched all of it.
Oh, when Triple H, you know, because he talks it in, he has this unique way of talking in kayfabe and not at the same time.
Yeah, he does a good job.
You know, because he says this and it was a good match and read this. He said, "But boy, Dom, I don't think I want to be Dom right now."
He's got a lot of ass kickers.
He's got a lot of ass kickers coming on because at the same time he's saying it's a great show and this is cool. We know Dom's married. Everybody knows he just got married. We know Rhea just got married. We know all of this, but still he does the realism, and then he goes right back to the show. So he's got a lot of ass kickers coming to. It's just
and there's those little things about it where Buddy Matthews, Rhea's husband, he makes a comment on Twitter or whatever.
All right,
makes a comment that TK, just give me a release for one night. I got things to take care of.
Exactly,
just little things like that.
Exactly,
it's hilarious.
It's just good stuff
that everybody knows about. It's great.
It's just good. It's just good. The way they're using real life and trying to meld it in to make it look good and sound good and feel good and be good.
To make everybody know that wrestling fans aren't stupid.
It's entertainment, and we enjoy the entertainment. Yes. And for him to be able to take the real life and say, "Listen, they had a great show. They put on a great match. They really did a good performance." You know, but he's got an ass kicking coming. It's just so much fun.
Yeah,
it's so much fun. So all in all, I mean, the show itself, I think, to me, it didn't seem to have the. I don't know if it was the sound that they didn't have piped in, or if the crowd just wasn't mic'd as good as it was at WrestleMania.
It wasn't as
the crowd
vibrant or loud.
The crowd seemed to be more quiet, but that could have been a bad microphone situation. But the crowd didn't seem to be in it as much as everything else as WrestleMania was. The matches themselves, they all had a little bit of a flaw, not much, but they all ended up being pretty good. The stories told were great.
I think the problem, like I noticed that a lot in the main event, but I think the crowd, just like everybody else, was waiting for the match to get to the end because everybody knew something else was going to happen. Yeah. Nobody was really concerned about. Everybody knew Cody was going to win.
Sure.
Everybody was just kind of curious what was going to happen at the end, so everybody's just kind of waiting for that.
Well,
where are we going?
And that tells me that gets us back to the point where we all said Sikoa's not ready for this.
No.
because at WrestleMania we all thought the same thing. We all watched it together.
Yes.
We were all sitting there saying when they coming in, but at the same time, Roman and Cody made us watch the match.
Right, because you really didn't know if they were finally going to give it. You knew pretty much they were, but you weren't for sure.
Well,
you knew for sure.
But they made you watch the 15
Yes.
minutes of match before the shit hit the fan because Roman can work a crowd and Cody can call a match, and the two of them together can sell like none other. It was just an art form that we watched at WrestleMania. Then all the fun started. But here on this main event, Solo can't do what Roman does yet.
No.
Yet. You know, then Cody, bless his heart, he did all he could to make it go, but all the big moves, he telegraphed. He goes out there going,
He's positioning himself.
Come get me. You know, it was a little. He's still young, but
the spirit he took from Roman Reigns too. You could tell the little stutter step.
Yeah, he kind of.
He wasn't ready for it.
Right.
Well, I mean, whenever Cody knocked him over the top rope, it wasn't as bad as it was at WrestleMania, where he turned around and jumped over the rope. It wasn't that bad, but at the same time.
I tell you what, though, he does give. I put it up there with close to like Arn Anderson's spine buster. That little one arm slam that Sikoa does.
Yeah,
he does. He does that better than anybody. Yeah, he does make that look good.
Well, I'll agree with you.
Yeah, that's an awesome looking.
And also that double team move they did on Cody Rhodes.
Oh yeah.
Where he was in the air while they had him by the feet.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
Well, see, that's why I want to see more of their tag team.
Yes,
I mean, they are brutal.
Yeah,
and they're fun to watch. And
you want to go watch some of their stuff over in New Japan? They were vicious.
Well, yeah, I know with other. Well, see, now that we're moving to Netflix and USA, now we're going to get more stuff. You know, and I mean, they moved to. I mean, SmackDown goes to USA in September or October.
September, I believe.
That moves over to USA, so all of a sudden we can hear cussing again, or we can hear the chants in the crowd at least.
Yeah, you won't get blacked out every 26.
And then come Netflix time, oh shit!
Oh, it's gonna hit the fan come that first
year.
January.
Yeah, I mean, and Netflix came out yesterday in a press release and said that they have approached TKO and said, well, with Netflix we want Roman Reigns on our program.
Mm-hmm.
So he may be making a move to Raw.
Right. He may make them. And who's to say when they do this that they don't go back to just flipping them back and forth?
Yeah, then they should.
Mix the whole thing.
They should. They should. They should go back to the old days where SmackDown's a TV show. SmackDown's not a brand. You know, they I think they should. I mean, change up the names of the titles or whatever. Don't have a world champion and a WWE champion. Don't keep the Intercontinental belt. Keep the US belt.
Is NXT staying on?
No, they're going to USA too.
USA also?
No, they're going to the CW.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're moving to CW because they lost their they put SmackDown on USA and pulled NXT, and so NXT had to go find.
You would think with them going to Netflix and not having the limitations, that at some point in time they're going to pull the bloodline over there.
Well, they're going to have to. Yeah, everybody's going to have to get together on Netflix because Netflix is the big dog. It's going to, unfortunately, it's going to turn into the old SmackDown where it's so watered down compared. I mean, it's still going to be a little more raunchy because they're going to be on USA.
Right.
Okay. I mean, last night there was some cussing from the announcers.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells you we're rolling. That tells you we're rolling.
Yeah.
They're getting closer to that. I mean, I'm not sitting there saying we need all the debauchery that Vince McMahon had. But I am saying we want a little bit.
It brings that a little bit more realism into it.
Yeah, a little more realism into, no, I don't want bloodletting like AEW, and I don't want raunchy like,
We don't need all the bra and panty matches and all that.
Yeah, we don't need all that. We need the old school style stuff that you used to see in your territory wrestling. We want to see some of that because it makes it more entertaining.
Right,
and
it leads the way for really good storytelling.
So it does. It helps you believe this guy hates that guy and that guy hates this guy. I mean,
it's good stuff.
Well, I mean, it's just it'll just make it more fun to watch.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
All right, so tomorrow night, Monday Night Raw, we're going to see what's going to happen with the Judgment Day. We're going to have a new Judgment Day and an old Judgment Day. We're going to see the first match of the Wyatt Six.
Looking forward to see what they do with them, how they allow them to quote perform. So
Well, you got guys in there that are pretty decent wrestlers. I mean, Eric Rowan has proven himself over and over again.
Yeah.
Dexter Loomis, he's a nut job, but he's always
Loomis and Gacy are wild cards anyway.
well. Loomis always knows how to perform. It's just he's never been given that path that I've seen. Gacy's nuts.
They need to be careful on how they do this. If they just bring these three, whatever they're portraying them as, and just have them do regular wrestling moves and wrestling matches, it's not going to go over well.
Right. I think they're
They need
going
to play to that persona.
turn them loose.
Yeah.
You know, do something. Do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Don't just do normal
Right.
stuff. Do crazy stuff.
Lights on or lights off? Or lights down? They're going to do the colored lights. And
Oh,
God, I hope not. I hope not.
No, I think they're just going to get out there and they're going to let them. I think they're going to go out there and just let them decimate something.
Yeah, that's what they said. They'll just beat the living hell out of them.
Who are they going against the
Creeds,
Creeds?
and Gable, which it won't be a squash match.
No,
but
it's going to go against. I think it's just going against the Creeds. It's 2-on-2. I think it says just a tag match.
I thought it was.
It's a 3-on-3.
I thought it was a 6-man. I may be wrong.
I assumed it was.
Well, let's see what happens
No,
tomorrow night. I thought they were going to keep Gable out of the match and let him.
They may.
I don't know, but anyway, it's going to be fun. I mean, they've built it up nicely.
Well, they better let the Wyatts win.
Oh, they will. Wyatt's will win this. Wyatt's will
Do it
win
like
this.
they did the Wyatt family. They
Yeah.
had the big build-up, and they lost to everybody.
Yeah, I think they'll let them win. They'll let them start, because we got to have a pay-per-view of Bad Blood, so it's going to have to do something that's going to create a pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
And now they may have neon paint on them and sell Mountain Dew again.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I think it's going to be built up.
Yeah.
So their first conflict needs to be something that's winnable, believable, doable,
and paves the way for them.
but not over the top to where they should, they act like they kill the guys and they come back next week and wrestle again.
Right.
So we just need to let's see let's just see what they're going to do with it.
Yeah. No,
So
I agree.
well, all right. I think we're all done with
Yep, we're good.
SmackDown and Raw and SummerSlam, and we got another pay-per-view coming up sometime soon. And you got anything else?
No, I do not. Just other than like, share, subscribe, check us out. We've got more on our other stuff we discussed coming up. So
Yeah,
be sure
football
to
season.
check out our other casts. We got talking about football conferences. Getting ready
They'll
for
be
for
posting some of
NCAA.
those. We'll start throwing those up this week. We've already talked a couple of conferences. We're going to continue with more, get them all done before kickoff, which is on the Thursday before the last month.
23, 24 days away. So we got to get after it. So be paying attention because
Yeah.
we got a bunch of them coming.
And there'll be a test afterwards. You got anything
Exactly.
else, Mike?
No, that's it.
No, Mike, we always appreciate you coming in
Yes,
and
sir.
helping out.
Yes, sir.
And anything else explodes in the world of professional wrestling, Michael will be here, and we will make him, tell us what's going on.
Tell you about archery.
Archie.
And I did want to say, no more live Manscaped ads. I could have done without that.
Yeah, I could have done without Otis.
Come on.
Without Otis taking off his shirt.
I'm glad you brought that
I
up.
forgot about it.
I was
Thanks.
watching the program by myself, and I actually laughed out loud when I came in. Whenever she looked at him and she went, I just,
Could have done without that.
yeah, but that brought us right back to the old,
The Shawn
Monday
Mi-
Night
that
Wars,
that
buddy.
was Shawn Michaels and Triple H all over it.
Oh. But look! I want to go to wow.
I can
hey,
just hear
yo,
Shawn Michaels in
whoa.
the background saying, "Okay, do this. This will be funny. I promise you. Do this."
Well, they picked the right guy to do it. Otis
Oh,
is
yeah.
great.
Oh,
Otis
yeah.
is great. So yeah. Oh man, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot about that. Oh, good stuff. Well, all right then. Well, we will be back. Like, subscribe, share. Let all your buddies, friends know what we do here. We enjoy doing it for you. We just want about 1,000 more subscribers to enjoy what we do as well.
Hey, we're getting there. We got a
So,
few more this week, so
We're
keep them
running
coming.
up. So, Mike, like I said, we appreciate you coming in. Chuck, we'll get back to you. You guys keep an eye out. Click that little bell on that thing so it rings every time we come up because NCAA is coming by, and what we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing the updates, and we're going to get ready for football, and hopefully it'll be cooler in the next few weeks, and we can do this without dying.
Yeah. Shit. Please.
Oh, my goodness. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon.
See you later.